Guys, I'm starting to feel like dating in this generation is horrible and I'm losing hope, and I did not want to be one of these people, but I'm going to tell you guys what just happened to me recently. Okay, so this guy, he followed me and then he didn't DM me right away. He followed me and he was just viewing my stories and stuff like that. And I had in the back of my head that maybe he likes me or whatever, but I was like, I'm going to wait to see what happens. So eventually he actually DM'd me and he asked me out on a date, and we went to go on a date to get frozen yogurt. So when we first meet up, first of all, I'm a very shy person, and I could tell that he was kind of shy too. So it was kind of funny because it was like we both were just being really shy and kind of stumbling and looking away from each other. It was just really funny. So the frozen yogurt place was about to close, so we hurried up and got some frozen yogurt, and we were asking each other questions as we were getting it. And then we went in his car, and we were in his car. My purse just fell. Okay, so we're in his car and we're just asking deep questions, stuff about what we want for the future, our careers, what we don't like, what we do like in people, and just talking about experiences. And I felt like the conversations were going very well, and both of our answers were correlating, it just went really well. So originally he asked me out on a beach date. So before that, he was saying that we should go on a frozen yogurt place so we can get comfortable with each other to see if we would like to go on the beach trip together. So when we were talking about everything, got each other's answers and everything like that, he was saying that he liked me and he would like to get to know me more. And then, when I got home later that night, he was saying that he enjoyed meeting me, and like I said, that he liked me and he can't wait to know more about me. So the next day, he calls my phone, and then we're just talking about prep for the beach and everything like that. And then eventually, we go on the beach trip, and it was actually really fun. So it was a 2-hour drive before we got to the beach. So during the whole car ride, we were just talking, exchanging music so we can get kind of the gist of each other's taste in music and everything like that. So then we started talking about each other's pet peeves and red flags and stuff like that. And he asked me mine, and I was saying a bunch of different stuff, and he was just like, okay, okay. And then one of the things that I said was that I don't like someone that's too lustful. And I said this the night before when we were on the frozen yogurt date. But when I said it then, he was just like, okay, okay. And this
Just had to stop it right there. First of all, before we play the rest of this clip, everything she's saying is how typically successful dates go, right? You follow up. He scheduled the second date. In this case, he liked her. He told her he liked her. They're both feeling each other. They're getting to know each other and whatnot. But sometimes when you get into these issues of red flags and you start talking about politics, religion, I mean, it's cool to talk about red flags and things like that. But sometimes you get to see people's true character. That's why it's important to question. And a lot of times you might want to get that stuff out on the first date to see where they're going. Even though not saying that that representative doesn't show up and you can't find out more things, but you typically want to get those things out right up front. Because it doesn't matter how good you think that first date is, people can always disappear. And if you date a lot, you know that people tend to disappear. So let's get back to the video though. Let's go.
time when I said it, he was like, what do you mean by that? And so that kind of in the back of my head, I'm just like, what I mean by that. What do you mean? What do I mean? So then I started explaining to him, I'm just like, I just don't like someone who's just trying to, be so sexual all the time, stuff like that. It could be a turn off. And he's just like, okay. And in the back of my head, I'm just like, I think you're lustful, because why out of all of the questions you decide to ask me what do I mean? You know what I mean. You're not stupid. Anyways, we go to the beach. It was really fun. He ended up buying me this little board to help me teach me how to swim. And then we were painting and eating, and we did some shopping and stuff like that. And everything was going really good. The car ride was fine. We had a bunch of different conversations. It wasn't boring. So I'm confused. I get home and I'm having this issue where it's just the next day he doesn't text me good morning or anything. And I was like, you know what, let me chill, because we just started talking. I'm not his girlfriend, So I was like, whatever. And I ended up putting my pride aside, and I was like, maybe I should say good morning. Wrong. So I ended up saying good morning, and this boy has a problem with texting back. He takes forever texting back. I said good morning with an emoji, and then he responded saying hey, what's up? And then the next day, he still doesn't text good morning. So I'm like, no, this dude has to go, because why are you not thinking about me when you wake up? Like, that was just kind of irritating me. So I did not text him good morning, and I was giving him the same energy. So after giving him the same energy, he actually decides to text me back. And one thing that I realized is that guys like to kind of like ghost you a little bit to see what type of female you are, like to see if you're gonna chase them, if you're gonna go crazy over you, like over them, or if like they have you wrapped around their finger. And I'm like, you want to play this game? Like, you're not gonna win, because you're just not gonna win. It's just funny to me how like guys will think that they know what they're doing, and it's just like, no, we're both on the same page. Like, I'm gonna give you the same energy. So, anyways, the other day after giving him the same energy, he actually ends up texting me and like, hey, are you doing anything? Do you have anything exciting planned? Like, dude, what are you talking about? So I wait a few hours to text him back, since he wants to take forever to text back. And then after that, he texted me and
I know you guys probably like, Jared, what's up? Listen, guys, sometimes, and the ladies that are listening, sometimes when you're dating, you have women who are basically just waiting for you to reach out to them constantly. And this is even after you conversing maybe weeks and trying to get to know each other. She still acts like she doesn't need to talk to you. You need to be reaching out to her constantly. But ladies, you got to hit the ball back sometimes, especially if you're not like trying to meet up and he's already invested X amount of dollars into taking you out and you're still acting standoffish. You can't text and saying that somebody's playing a game. Nobody's playing a game. It's just you have other things to do. And as far as taking his time to text you back, he probably got things to do. Women take forever to text back too. So it's just one of those things. But I guess with her, she's just so used to dudes texting her back. And this is what you need to understand, right? Ladies, before we finish this up, because now she's making it all about it's her. I put my pride aside. No, it's not about pride to the side. If that was a friend or somebody you just met or you guys were cool, you probably would be conversing with them. So for you to say, I don't have to text anybody, I don't have to do this, but you claim you like somebody, if you really like them, you would do that. Otherwise, it's other women that's probably texting him back, asking him how he's doing, all these things like that, trying to meet up, trying to see him. That's showing more interest. Meanwhile, you saying a man needs to show you interest, but you ain't showing him no interest back. So let's finish this up, man. I don't understand why women don't understand that. Interest goes both ways. It can't just be a one-way thing when it comes to this.
then like I responded, and he just hasn't said anything. And he's been watching me on my stories and things like that. And it just really confuses me, because I feel like you can be sitting in front of someone's face and they're like, oh, I like you. They're seeming so interested. And after that, they can just kind of like ghost you or just treat you how you don't really deserve to be treated. And that just really annoys me and confuses me. This just honestly makes me not want to date anymore, because I feel like people are faking. Like, it just makes me perceive everything differently. And I know a lot of different people feel that way. And I'm just like, guys, why do you do this? Like, at first I had in my head that I'll be fine if we just stay friends or if things don't really go further. But he was in my face sitting there saying, oh, I like you. I want to do this with you. We need to make a bucket list. I want to take you here for a future date. It's just like, if you don't plan on having a girl in your future, then why do you keep saying things that makes her think that way? There's a lot of people out here that will be willing to just, I don't know, have a one night stand or whatever you want to do. But for someone who actually wants something in the future, don't talk to them and make them feel like that's what you want too, because you're just wasting time. Like, just go to somebody else and let them know what it is. I just feel like these guys out here are just liars, and they're really actors. I just feel like I was born in the wrong generation.
So Game God Goldie has a phrase where he says, how you start is how you finish, right? So if you're spending all this time chasing a woman and she's not hitting that ball back when you serve it, and this woman is literally putting in no effort from what it sounds like, literally putting in no effort. And she's only describing a small part of this and she's making it out to be his fault. Everything, nothing was her fault. Everything was his fault. And it sounds like he was a good dude, but he probably just wasn't getting those vibes. I like the woman that likes me. If you're showing that you don't really like me, Other than you cool with me taking you out, you cool with me taking you places, you're not checking in on me, you're not asking me how I'm doing and things like that. It's all about me. Your Highness, how are you doing today? Is everything okay, Your Highness? All this stuff like that. I'm good. I'm good on that, man. So it's just a weird video in itself for her to say that he's still in your stories and whatnot. At least he didn't block you or unfollowed you. He just looking at your story. Women do this all the time. Women won't respond when you text them, but they'll be in your stories, all your stories. It's weirdness. It is weirdness. Women do it more. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.